Morning students, Saira. This is Megha Miss here, and today we are going to continue with our lesson number 4, that is measurement of matter. I hope the previous presentation what we studied, that was of atomic mass, mass of an atom and the chemical symbols, how to write, you have studied it and you have understood it. Okay, so today we will continue with the lesson. The first part which we are going to study today is this molecules of elements and compounds. Okay, now some of the elements which are there, they exist in the form of monoatomic molecular state. What we call them as monoatomic molecular state. Okay, so which are these atoms we will see. Atoms of some elements such as helium, neon have independent existence. Okay, they exist independently in nature. It means that these elements are in monoatomic molecular state. Means they are going to exist in nature in a independent state. Like helium, we will write it as H capital E small. So He is the symbol for helium. Okay. Neon, we write it as Ne. Okay students. So only when you write it as He, it is understood it is a helium atom. Okay. Or likewise, you also have calcium, we write it as Ca. Then you have magnesium, we write it as Mg, and so on. Okay, so some of the elements, they exist in an independent state, so we call them as the monoatomic molecular state. Sometimes two or more atoms of an element, they combine to form molecules of that element. Such elements, we call them as polyatomic molecular state. So some of the elements, you will see that two atoms are combined. Okay, they form a molecule. Okay, and they exist in the nature. Now which are these elements, we will see an example. Okay, now for example, the elements oxygen, nitrogen are in a diatomic molecular state as O2, N2 respectively. How we write them? Always we write them as O2, N2. Always you write hydrogen as H2. Always you write chlorine as Cl2. Okay, so these are some of the elements which they exist in nature in a diatomic manner. So we always write them in a diatomic state. Okay students, so when atoms of different elements combine with each other, the molecules of compounds are formed. Now you have studied this, how the compounds are formed, we have studied in the first presentation. How the compounds are going to form? Compounds are going to form when two or more than two atoms of the elements, they combine together, then the compounds will be formed, right? Because of the chemical reaction. Yes, so different elements combine with each other, molecules of compounds are formed. In other words, compounds are formed by chemical attraction between different elements. When different elements, they will have a chemical reaction between them, then the molecules of compound will be formed. Okay students, now we will see the structure. Okay, see here you can see the structure of N2. We have studied now nitrogen. N is the nitrogen. So here can you see, this is called as ball and stick model. You will be studying this in the higher standards, but for an example I am showing you how it looks. Okay, this is your one nitrogen atom and this is your second nitrogen atom. Okay students, and these two are connected by these bonds which are shown here. Okay, so it always exists in this state, that is N2 in nature. Okay, can you see here also same, you can see this is one nitrogen, this is second nitrogen. Between you can see these three lines, they are the bonds between nitrogen. And down what is given, that is 109.76 pm, that is the distance between the two nitrogen. But always this nitrogen is going to exist as N2 in nature. Okay students, now second one we will see, that is of oxygen. Okay, again this is a ball and stick model. Can you see, this is called as ball and stick model. This is your first oxygen, this is your second oxygen. Okay, two oxygen atoms always connected by two bonds. Can you see between two bonds are there? Yes. In nitrogen we saw that three bonds were there. In here you are going to see that two bonds are there between the oxygen. Here simplified one, you can see again. This is the first oxygen, second oxygen, and between the two bonds are there. Okay students, I just wanted to show you that this whatever the elements are there, that is the nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, chlorine, they all are diatomic in nature. Okay students, so I hope what are the diatoms, what are the monoatoms, and what are the compounds you have understood. Okay, we'll just see an example of a compound again, which you have seen before also. Here how the compound is going to form. The compound is going to form because of these Na atoms and because of this Cl atoms, right? Cl is your chlorine, Na is your sodium. So when sodium atoms and the chlorine atoms, they will combine, you are going to get a molecule of NaCl. Okay, and NaCl is a compound. I hope you understood this. Okay students, now the next one, molecular mass. What we are going to study students about the molecular mass. The molecular mass of a substance is the sum of atomic masses of all the atoms in a single molecule of that substance. Okay, like atomic mass, molecular mass is also expressed in the unit Dalton. What we are going to use for atomic mass also, we are using the unit that is Dalton. We write it as U, and for molecular mass also we write it as Dalton, that is U. Okay student, so what is molecular mass? It is the sum of the atomic masses. We have studied the atomic mass in the last presentation. Yes, so molecular mass of the substance is the sum of the atomic masses of all the atoms which are present in a molecule of that substance. Okay, you are going to add each one's atomic mass. Whatever addition you will get, that is the molecular mass. Okay students, we are going to solve, we are going to calculate the molecular masses of different molecules. Okay students, we will see now. Now this is the example. If you are not able to say it properly, I have solved the sums in the next presentation, so you will understand it more better. But this is the one example which is given in your textbook. So I want you, after studying this, you open your textbook, see this part, so that you can study it properly. You will understand the example again. This is the simplest one example, so I have put it in the slide. Okay, now we will start. Now here the molecule which is given to you is the H2O. Okay, that is H2O, that is water. Okay, what is the next thing what you are going to write? Constituent elements. Constituent elements means how many elements are present in this water. Okay, how many elements are there? Hydrogen is there and oxygen is there, right? Two elements are present. Now atomic mass, that is in U we write. Now atomic mass of hydrogen, you know it is 1, and atomic mass of oxygen is 16. Now in exam atomic masses are given. Okay, when you write in exam, atomic masses will be given to you. Okay, now number of atoms in a molecule. Now we are going to see how many atoms of that particular element is present in the molecule. Now see here, can you see it is H2, means how many atoms of hydrogen? 2. Can you see here the 2 is written? Yes. Next, how many oxygen atom? 1. So can you see here 1 is written? Yes. Atomic mass into number of atoms. What we are going to multiply? Atomic mass with the number of atoms, means this 1 multiply by 2. So can you see 1 multiply by 2? Yes, this is the statement. Then atomic mass is 16 of oxygen, multiply by atoms. How many atoms are there? 1. So 16 into 1. Okay, so mass of the constituents. Now what is the 1 into 2 is 2. Can you see multiplication answer here? And 16 into 1 is 16. Okay, so what I am going to do, I am going to add this. 16 plus 2 is 18. So my molecular mass of water is 18. 16 plus 2 is 18. Okay students, so molecular mass is equal to sum of constituent atomic masses. Can you say it here written? Okay, so molecular mass of H2O is equal to atomic mass of hydrogen multiplied by 2. Why it is 2? Because 2 hydrogens are there, plus atomic mass of oxygen multiplied by 1. Okay, why? Because oxygen atom is only 1, so it is multiplied by 1. And when you do this calculation, you are going to get molecular mass of water as 18. Okay, did you understand? First we need constituent elements, then we need its atomic mass of that elements, then how many number of atoms are present in that particular molecule, then we are going to multiply atomic mass into number of atoms. Okay, whatever answer we get for the individually we are going to add, that is our molecular mass. Okay, I'll show you in the next presentation how to calculate. Okay, now see here. Now calculation of molecular mass of NaCl. I have taken here example of NaCl, that is sodium chloride. Okay, first what we are going to see, constituent elements. Now what are the constituent elements here? Mine Na and Cl. So this is my NaCl. First constituent is Na, second is Cl. Okay, atomic mass of sodium is 23. Okay, and chlorine is 35.5. Okay, as I told you, this will be given to you. Okay, number of atoms of sodium in a molecule. How many are the number of atoms? Can you see any? Is there any 2 or 3 written anywhere? No. So how many atoms? 1 atom of sodium. Number of atoms of chlorine. In chlorine, how many you can see here? 1 atom only. So 1 1 we have written. Okay. Now multiply atomic mass with the number of atoms. Means I have to multiply 23 into 1 and 35.5 into 1. Can you see I have done it here? Na is equal to 1 into 23. Answer is 23. Chlorine is equal to 1 into 35.5. Answer is 35.5. Okay, this much I hope you understood. Easy to understand. Nothing. We have just taken constituent elements. We have taken their atomic masses and how many atoms are present. We have multiplied with their atomic mass. Okay, students. Now, molecular mass is equal to sum of constituent atomic masses. Okay, sum of constituent atomic masses. So, molecular mass of NaCl is equal to atomic mass of Na. Okay, multiply by 1 because only one atom is present, plus atomic mass of chlorine multiply by 1. So 23 into 1 plus 35.5 into 1. When you do this calculation, what is the answer you are getting? 58.5. So molecular mass of NaCl is 58.5 U. U is Dalton. Okay, students, did you understand this? We have just substituted it in the formula and we got the answer. Okay, now one more example so that you will understand it better. Calculation of molecular mass of H2O2. Now H2O2 is hydrogen peroxide. What we call it as hydrogen peroxide. Constituent elements again. What are the constituent elements? H and O. Okay, that is hydrogen and oxygen. Atomic mass of hydrogen is 1 U and oxygen is 16 U. Okay. Number of atoms of hydrogen, how many are there? 2. Number of atoms of oxygen in the molecule, how many? 2. Right. So hydrogen will become 1 multiplied by 2 and oxygen will become 16 multiplied by 2, which is equal to 32. Okay. So see here. Molecular mass is equal to sum of constituent atomic masses. Important formula. Molecular mass of H2O2 is equal to atomic mass of H multiplied by 2 plus atomic mass of O, that is oxygen, multiplied by 2. Why 2 we have done? Because it is H2O2. Okay. So 2 plus 16 into 2. 1 2 is 2. So 2 plus 16 into 2. The answer when you do the calculation, you are going to get it as 34U. What you are going to get it as? 34U. Okay. So the molecular mass of H2O2 is 34U. Okay, students, I hope you understood how to calculate the molecular mass. Okay. Now, the next one we are going to study the concept of mole. When elements and compounds take part in chemical reactions, it is their atoms and molecules that react with each other. Yes, when any elements and compounds that take part in a chemical reaction, who is going to react? Atoms and the molecules will react with each other. Okay. and therefore it is necessary to know the number of their atoms and molecules. So we should know now how many atoms are taking part in the reaction, how many molecules took part in the reaction. We should know that. Okay, so how we can calculate this, that we will see. Okay, however, while carrying out a chemical reaction, it is convenient to measure out quantities that can be handled. Means we can easily calculate the quantity which we are handling instead of counting the number of atoms and molecules. Means if I am doing some reaction, I can take a chemical and weigh it and see, but I cannot tell how many atoms and molecules can I count it in that chemical. No, the concept of mole is useful for this purpose. So when I want to calculate how many atoms and molecules are reacting together, which concept I will use? I will use the concept of mole. Okay students, now a mole is that quantity of a substance whose mass in grams is equal in magnitude to the molecular mass of that substance in daltons. Okay student, what is a mole? Mole is that quantity of a substance whose mass in grams, means the substance mass in grams will be equal to the magnitude. Magnitude means the value of the molecular mass of that substance in daltons. Okay, molecular mass should be in dalton. Thus the molecular mass of oxygen is 32U. Now you know why 32U? It is O2. One oxygen is 16. O2 means it will become double, that is 32. So the molecular mass of oxygen is 32U, and therefore 32 grams of oxygen is 1 mole of oxygen. Okay students, so 32 grams of oxygen means it is 1 mole of oxygen. Okay, molecular mass of that substance will be equal to 1 mole of that substance. Okay, the molecular mass of the water is 18U. Okay, therefore 18 grams, whatever the we are going to take the molecular mass in grams. So 18 grams of water make 1 mole of water. Okay students, did you understand this? That means whatever, now for hydrogen if you take, now molecular mass of hydrogen is, if you take only hydrogen, what is the molecular mass of hydrogen? 1U. So what you will say, 1 gram of hydrogen makes 1 mole of hydrogen. Is it clear? Did you understand this? Okay. So definition important. 1 mole of a compound is the mass of that substance in grams equal in magnitude to its molecular mass. So that compound we are going to take mass in grams, which will be equal in the value to its molecular mass. SI unit is mole. How you write it? As mole. M-O-L. E you don't write, you write it as only M-O-L. Okay students, now we will just see the formula. Number of moles of a substance, that is N, we write it as small n, okay, is equal to mass of a substance in grams upon molecular mass of that substance. If you want to calculate number of moles of a substance, is equal to mass of the substance in grams upon molecular mass of that substance. We are going to remember this formula. We are going to do some sums based on this formula. Okay students, so for today I am going to stop here. We'll just revise what we have studied today. So today we studied about molecules of elements and compounds. Yes, some atoms are diatomic, some atoms are monoatomic. Like that they exist in the nature. We saw the examples for them, right? We saw that because of the chemical reaction, 2 or more atoms or molecules, they combine together and form the compounds, right? Then we saw what is the molecular mass, how to calculate the molecular mass. It is the sum of the atomic masses of the each element which is present in a particular molecule, right? We saw the example for H2O, we saw for NaCl, we did for hydrogen peroxide, that is H2O2. Okay, then we saw the concept of mole. How we are going to calculate how many moles of a substance are there? They are what? They are related to the value of their molecular mass. The mass is taken in grams. Okay. Then formula to calculate the number of moles, that is the molecular mass of a substance in grams upon molecular mass of the substance. Okay students, I hope what we have covered the topic today you have understood. You will go through again, try to find out the molecular masses of different compounds. Again you can try it at home also. Okay, so you will be familiar with how to calculate the molecular masses, because this molecular mass is connected with the mole. Okay, and we have the sums where we have to calculate the number of moles also. Okay, so for today I'll stop. Thank you. Sai Ram.